A movie sequel can either expand a beautiful and intriguing story with more lore, action, and drama, or it can ruin your perception of a movie franchise and make you hate the cash-hungry s***s in suits that decided it was a good idea to make a sequel to a movie that ended perfectly. I'm looking at you, Disney. You just can't keep your dirty little hands away from good movies, can you? Like, why does Coco need a sequel? Coco's dead! Don't you dare touch Coco. Don't you dare! The Mask was good. Son of the Mask was bad. Son of the Mask will go down in history as a movie used by film studios to reference how not to do CGI. The movie starts off in Edge City, where the Leafies here fans that never grew out of their edgelord phase from 2016 reside. Loki, the god of mischief, is here, and he's causing mischief. I don't know what else to tell you. Even Odin himself is here, in quite possibly the worst CGI I've ever seen. Never mind, there's worse at the end of this video, but holy shit, this is a close second. We then go and take a look at the main character. I'll give you all a quick rundown on him. He wasn't a good character. This movie came out in 2005, the year I was born. I constantly hear about how this movie was made for kids. Well, I'm here to break it to those people. Even as a child, I hated this movie. I never laughed when the babies started doing goofy dances, and I didn't care for the Tom and Jerry dynamic the dog and the baby had. No other movie has ever made me feel more depressed after watching it than this one. Throughout each agonizing second this movie was running, I just couldn't take the cringy, shitty dialogue.
You're this man's best friend. But Alvy's my son, which sort of makes you like his big brother. And when he grows up, he's gonna be your bestest friend. But right now he needs you.
Oh! It made me a movie enthusiast who knows and loves everything about movies. Tear up and cry myself to sleep. And I refuse to rewatch and go over the movie because I'm afraid it is too ass for me to make it through the entire thing. Fast and Furious is iconic. The first movie was great, and I enjoyed it, and I'm sure most of you did too. But if I catch anyone in the comments section saying some shit about how the franchise should keep going after Furious 7, I will crash out on a random bystander in the middle of the road. The way Furious 7 ended was perfect. The franchise at that point had everything going for them on the business side. The movie hit $1.5 billion in the box office, being in the top 15 highest grossing films of all time. It had a massive song made by Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth, which is the 6th most viewed YouTube video on the platform. You know the one.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
And best of all, they said goodbye to arguably the main character of the entire franchise, Brian O'Connor, in the most heartwarming and perfect way possible, with a tribute to Paul Walker. They could have easily left it there on a win for the franchise, but instead they said, fuck it, let's get John Cena and let's go to outer space, baby! As if taking this franchise from street racing to Russian military secret agent bullshit wasn't enough.
Don't cry, little monster. Uncle Mungo's got enough Fast and Furious to feed you your entire life. Jerry, bring over that Fast and Furious 11 movie. This boy's hungry.
But hey, if explosions and Dom Toretto yapping about family for the 934th time can still reel in quadruple the budget amount, then fuck it! We're dragging this bitch till Vin Diesel can't utter the word family again. I haven't watched the Fast X movie cause in all honesty, I'm getting tired of it. F9 The Fast Saga sucked it all out of me. I can't take this shit no more. When I was in theaters watching F9, I just couldn't help but think, damn, this franchise is gonna get dragged out till Vin Diesel looks like J.K. Simmons. Thank God they're bringing it all to an end in 2027 with Fast and Furious 11. At least that's what Vin Cheezel here says. He's really gaining some weight and I think Universal's beginning to see that. Anyways, let's talk about the movies real quick. Fate of the Furious starts off with Dom and Letty chilling in Havana for their honeymoon. Dom's cousin gets in trouble with some dude and Dom decides he wants to race for his cousin's shitbox on wheels. Then his cousin comes in talking about how the guy has the fastest car on the island. But they don't know Dom. They don't know me, son! Cause Dom has plot armor. This motherfucker hasn't lost a race and will never lose a race. Because, say it with me everybody, family. That's fucking right, it's always family. Oh, I fucking love family! But obviously, Dom's gotta do it in style. So he does it while on fire and driving the fucking car backwards. I'm done. How does this motherfucker do this every time? This shit gotta be some kind of ego stroke for Vin Diesel, cause why the fuck is everyone cheering for him here? It's like he saved the world. He's being treated like fucking Superman here. Yeah, but that's the deal. That's really dumb. Oh, voice crew.
You want my car?
Dude in the back is mocking
my
this.
respect.
Oh my fucking god. As I was talking about the guy mocking the shit out of that guy, but holy fuck. He tried killing you, Dom. Just take the keys, get the fuck out of there.
Keep your car. Your respect is good enough for me.
Oh, get this shit out! Anyways, Dom meets Cypher, and Cypher's kind of like forcing him to work for her. And I'm sorry, but this shit gets so confusing to me because they're talking about an EMP, and they're all of a sudden in Berlin like nothing happened. But besides that, the only time there's any racing at all is in the start of the film. Fast forward to the end of the film, and yeah, family. Okay, let's wrap it up here.
Ever since I was a kid, I've been legit.
F9 begins with a flashback of when Dom was much younger, where he helped his dad and... Brother! Hold the fuck on! There has never been any mention of Dom's brother at any point in the last 8 movies before this one. And I'm supposed to sit here and believe Jacob got into the same shit as Dom? Jacob could have just been an auto mechanic in Gibraltar.
The Topinator. See, the Topinator hooked up to the motor. The motor ain't pushing enough pressure.
Anyways, Dom's crew is ready to get on a plane to go to Monte Quinto. But as they're boarding the plane, of course, Dom's gotta be Mr. Aura and come down the landing strip pushing 200 miles per hour because he found out the dude in the video had the Toretto family necklace on him. So yeah, they get into a shootout and high-speed chase with a private army. And after a while, we finally see Dom's brother. Yeah, that's definitely Dom's brother. He even has his necklace around his shoulder just to make sure we fucking know it's him. Then, in the most Toretto way possible, Jacob somehow escapes and Dom breaks the laws of physics and does some shit that would never be possible. Nobody else would be able to do some shit like this unless your last name is Toretto. I swear. I can only imagine how Grandma Toretto was. She could fucking jump off a skyscraper and she'd land perfectly. Fast forward to the climax and it's a high-speed chase where Jacob and Dom work together to flip a big ass truck somehow. And oh yeah, Tej and Roman are in space, but that's not at all the most shocking thing about the franchise. Cause look, they're inside a car. This is normal, guys. This is what they do on the fucking daily. This is what they do on the daily, man. Anyways, Jacob and Dom become family again, and they throw a barbecue for like the 1,000th time.
You want to cook? Oh, cook that nigga!
I was gonna do a small summary about how awful Fast X starts and ends, but at this point, I feel like you already know how I feel about them continuing the franchise. So, we're moving on. Can we all collectively agree that Megamind was good?
Yes, 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 yes.
Can we all collectively agree that Megamind vs. the Doom Syndicate is the worst movie sequel in modern day history?
No.
Who said no? Who said no? From the moment the trailer came out, it was so obvious how big of a shit show this thing was about to be. First off, the entire star-studded main cast of the first movie was gone. No Tina Fey, no David Cross, and worst of all, no Will Ferrell. So you think to yourself, well shit, how are they gonna pull this off with none of their original main voice actors? Well, that's no problem, right? As long as you have the budget to hire talented voice actors that can make the switch seamless. Oh, but maybe, they can invest the money into the animation department. Fuck, put the money towards a good director with a good resume. Who the fuck is Eric Folk? Fuck it, maybe it won't be as bad as I think it. To be honest with y'all, the only people that should receive any slander and hate are the dudes in suits who use this as a way to get a fuck ton of cash while dragging a beloved movie across a pile of shit for their financial gain. The movie begins with a short recap on the first movie, yada yada yada, and then we see the Three Stooges, and they're mainly used to introduce us to Megamind and Minion, or, old chum. They made this change because of Despicable Me and didn't want the characters to be confused or whatever for marketing tactics.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be better if they just didn't mention it and used the old chum from the start, but whatever. Anyways, a mom and her kids are about to get ran over by the Three Stooges, and my question is, why the fuck are they in the middle of the road? And why is this kid stopping to point? He's dumber than a deer looking at headlights. Blah blah blah, boring movie stuff used to progress the plot. Fuck this kid that's supposed to represent Gen Z. Then we get introduced to the Doom Syndicate. Finally, maybe they can be good villains, you know, saving graces for the film. You'd think these guys would be split up in high security facilities, but no, these guys are in the fucking county jail. Thanks to the pure incompetence of the Popo, the Doom Syndicate escape. Anyways, we switch scenes to Roxanne getting called up by Megamind, just to find him jelking it in the middle of his kitchen. I'm kidding, his toaster doesn't work. Guy's name is fucking Megamind, but he can't use a toaster. The Doom Syndicate find Megamind and go on a crime spree. And right around here, I started to go to sleep and enjoy my time not watching this eye-blinding animation. Then I wake up to the cringiest scene in the movie, and it's when Megamind forms his shitty team. Roxanne has her "you go right, I go left" and dumb important goof character, "you just be you" ass moment, and the Doom Syndicate get defeated in a very dull way. But at least Megamind learned a lesson, and Roxanne and Chum got what they wanted. Chum became a sidekick, Roxanne became mayor, and Megamind learned that villains are selfish, while heroes use teamwork. Fuck out of here with that lame ass ending. Wait! We interrupt your Live Gux program to talk to you about today's sponsor. Me. Yeah, I need your help. We're trying to get 1,000 followers on Instagram by the end of the year, please. I made a bet with my grandma, and if I don't reach that goal, she's gonna have Hulk Hogan give me back shots while yelling racial slurs at me. So please, give me a follow, link in the description. I was a massive Cars fan in my younger days. I was fully decked out in Lightning McQueen merch. I was in my McQueen pajamas and Lightning McQueen slippers. These hoes made me run faster. I put that on my life. Cars was fantastic. I loved it. Cars 2 was dog shit, and I hate it. Mater was trash, Francesco was trash, and the movie should have never existed. Is what I would say if I was a dumb fucking idiot. Cars 2 is badass, and no one can tell me otherwise. Just listen. Fast cars, racing on F1 style strips that also just so happen to be secret agents, and they have guns. This is a hell yeah movie if I've ever seen one. I know I was just making fun of Fast and Furious for straying away from street racing, but Cars did it once, while Fast and Furious is steering towards a Fast and Furious Jurassic Park collab movie. All I need to say is, at least Cars keeps shit realistic. I genuinely don't understand the hate for this movie. The only complaint I would understand is Mater being the protagonist. I didn't like that shit either. I'm a Lightning McQueen stan forever and always. So you're probably asking yourself why I'm talking about Cars 2 if I think it's a great movie. Yeah, we're going there. The movie starts with McQueen racing and having a jolly good time with his race buddies. It looks like fun and games until Jackson Storm appears and drops his first cold line of the movie. Just 6
Hey, Jackson Storm, right? Great race today.
Wow, thank you, Mr. McQueen. You have no idea what a pleasure it is for me to finally beat you.
Oh, thanks. Wait, hang on, did you say meet or beat?
I think you heard me.
What?
We then see Storm whooping ass, and McQueen clearly don't fuck with it. I mean, why would he? McQueen was watching his dogs retire one by one. You'd think his homies were getting slimed the way he was acting. McQueen's Insta bio was looking crazy. Then we hear the iconic lines.
McQueen is fading! Fading fast!
No.
And suddenly, 15 minutes into the movie, and it's arguably the best start to a Cars movie you've ever seen. So this has to be the strongest addition to the Cars franchise, right? Wrong, I say. Just keep watching and I'll explain why it's trash. McQueen comes back from injury and starts training like Storm. We then get to meet Cruz Ramirez. I don't like her. The entire time McQueen is training, she just spends the time embarrassing someone who is meant to be a legend in the Cars world.
We're like your biggest fans! Good job!
I love being me.
5 miles per hour on a treadmill? He'd be moving faster in a school zone. I understand the new tech might be a bit advanced for McQueen, but this is just plain disrespectful. To do this to the all-time greatest racer the Piston Cup has ever seen just leaves a bad taste on the tip of my tongue. Sorry if I'm sounding like I'm taking this shit to heart, but please understand, this motherfucker McQueen was my hero back then, so any disrespect on his name will not be tolerated. Anyways, McQueen starts training on the beach with Cruz, and guess what? Cruz sucks at driving on sand, so McQueen treats her like a child, and she doesn't really enjoy that. Not so fucking fun, is it? Fast forward a little bit past the training stuff. McQueen and Cruz argue, and she tells McQueen this whole story about how she wanted to be a racer, but why should I care if I'm invested in McQueen's underdog story? Unless... Holy shit, this isn't McQueen's story. It's Cruz Ramirez's story. Wow, what a great payoff. Fuck no! You think I want to see McQueen retire before solidifying himself as the GOAT of racing? Anyways, here's Jackson Storm Cold moment number 2.
Wait, who was that?
I put McQueen in there. Give you some real competition.
Yo, trying to hit this.
I guess I could take one too.
Holy aura farming, man! A Doc Hudson lore update and training montage later, and we finally get the final race. McQueen gives it up so that Cruz could race, and I don't understand how that's legal, but whatever. Cruz Ramirez wins it all in a whole lot of bullshit, and somehow McQueen wins the Piston Cup because he started that race, and Cruz ended it, which is illegal in any solo sport on the planet. It's like running the 3,200 meter race in the Olympics, but subbing out after the first mile. In NASCAR, the only time you can sub out a driver is when the driver is injured. So let's go over why I think the movie sucked. Reason number 1, Cruz Ramirez was annoying and sucks at her job. She was supposed to train McQueen, but instead she spent most of the time being a douchebag to her quote-unquote hero, cause it was meant to be motivating to him. It's like if your personal coach called you a fat slop and told you to use it as motivation. It doesn't fucking work. Reason number 2, the McQueen disrespect is through the roof and I won't let it. Reason number 3, it wasn't needed. Same with Cars 2. It wasn't needed. Thor, Love and Thunder. So much to say about this piece of shit. I remember when I was hyped to see Thor return to his badass self, like when I saw him in the beginning of Endgame and the end of Infinity War. I wasn't a fan of beer belly Thor, but I understood it was so that Thor wouldn't solo Thanos, of course. Cause he definitely would have if he so chose to. I was also hyped to see Gore the God Butcher played by Christian Bale. So I went into the movie theaters with hype and excitement, only to be shown this bullshit. The only excuse for CGI this bad is if God himself came down from heaven above and turned every single CGI artist in the room into stupid fucking puns. The story was boring, and that's a problem when the movie spent most of the time cracking jokes left and right. Anyways, let's just get into the summary about what this movie's about, cause I'm sick of talking about shitty movies. The movie begins with Gore walking through what looks like to be my Instagram DMs. I get no hoes. Gore buries his daughter cause, you know, she dead as hell. Gore finally finds water. Gore finally finds water and food. Along with it, he finds his god, the one he worships. Gore finds out his god doesn't give a rat's ass about him and renounces him. And kills him. On to Thor though. He's hanging around with the Guardians of the Galaxy and then leaves them with some goats that scream. This is as funny as it gets, guys. Don't get your hopes up. This video is already a bit long, so I'll speedrun the movie a bit and get to the climax of the film.
Jane Foster, aka Thor ex-girlfriend, have stage 4 terminal cancer. So Jane goes to New Asgard because Mjolnir might heal her. Thor arrives to New Asgard, which is under attack. Him and Jane team up to fight Gore, but he escapes while kidnapping multiple children. After all this,
What the fuck? After the kidnapping, Thor and the group go to the City of Gods to warn them and ask for help. They say, fuck off, you're not invited to the god orgy, and Thor puts it through Zeus. Thor goes to the Shadow Realm, fights Gore, but not without a few jokes and quips that definitely had me pissing myself from laughter in the movie theater. And Gore steals Stormbreaker. They arrive to New Asgard, where Jane is supposed to stay and fight her cancer. Thor goes to Eternity and has children fight evil shadow monsters, which is not a good business practice to have going on when your warriors are too young to watch any of the MCU movies alone. But yeah, whatever, let's give children the power of a god. That was pretty dangerous, Thor. What if the children don't understand how to use the powers? I mean, this is the first time they've ever had powers like these, and they're doing it with ease. Anyways, Jane pulls up and helps Thor lay some work on Gore. They break the Necro Sword, but still get brought into the Eternity Realm. Gore's about to make his wish to kill all gods till Jane dies to her cancer. And he's like, damn, that Loki remind me of something. Oh, fuck! He uses his wish to revive his daughter and dies from his curse, leaving Love to Thor. And so Thor adopts Love, and together they are Love and Thunder. Pretty clever, Marvel. It's real on the nose. I guess. Anyways, the movie sucked compared to Ragnarok. Literally the only actually good movie in the Thor movie catalog. What? Do you think I'm being overly critical of these movies? I would have talked about Dark World, but literally no one would care. Gore was awesome and needed more screen time. And CGI needed much less screen time. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and ring that bell down there for me. If you didn't, please escort yourself out. You hurt my feelings and I hate you. I know some of the movies on this list aren't the worst movies of all time, but YouTube wouldn't recommend this shit to you if I called it mid-movie sequels that aren't good but also not terrible. So anyways, that's me, that's Live Cooks, and yeah, bye.